What if the unverified assumptions you take today completely destroy your project tomorrow? In this video, we will discover the value of a project management assumption log and how it has the potential to save your project. It is the ultimate trap for any project manager. You get handed a high-profile project and you want to impress everyone immediately. You dive straight into the project management process, but skip a very important step, and everything looks good. Your plan is detailed, your timeline looks flawless, and your project budget is detailed. But just as you prepare to celebrate, a silent, unverified factor turns into a massive operational bottleneck. This happens because many project managers don't take assumptions seriously, or they treat assumptions as absolute certainties while ignoring the invisible risks hiding beneath them. The assumption log is not a piece of boring corporate paperwork or a bureaucratic hurdle. It is the secret tool that uncovers potential project disasters before it is too late. Consider Apex Manufacturing, an industrial plant. To combat soaring electricity tariffs and grid instability, they want to upgrade their factory to be more self-sufficient. The board approves a $3.5 million project to install a decentralized solar microgrid and a commercial battery storage system. They appoint an eager project manager to lead this project. Desperate to demonstrate rapid progress, the project manager focuses entirely on procurement and vendor coordination. He swiftly signs contracts for thousands of solar arrays and schedules the fast-track delivery of heavy battery units. However, because he rushes past project initiation without formally logging and verifying core project uncertainties and assumptions, absolute disaster strikes during physical deployment. The engineering vendor arrives on site and immediately issues a stop work order. The factory roof structural steel frames cannot support the severe dead load of the solar arrays without major reinforcement. Worse still, the national regulator halts all site operations because the project lacks bidirectional grid-tied metering approval. Because these critical parameters were treated as certainties rather than unverified variables, the project grinds to a standstill for 12 weeks during a tense engineering redesign and regulatory scramble. The factory incurs $15,000 a day in idle contractor fees, and the $3.5 million budget is completely shattered. Instead of celebrating a breakthrough, the junior project manager faces intense scrutiny from furious executives who question his ability to manage complex infrastructure delivery. This is a dangerous and stressful position for any project manager to find themselves in. If you have ever looked at project management assumption tracking and managing project uncertainties and felt completely overwhelmed, I want you to stop and take a breath. I have been in those exact same shoes. Dismissing these risk logs as administrative burdens that slow down real project work is an easy mistake. But a robust assumption log is your ultimate professional tool to highlight factors which might later save your project and your reputation. It forces the organization to look beneath the surface of a new initiative and uncover the quiet boundaries that hold real power over its success. Let us break down how a robust assumption log works. First, we must clearly distinguish between assumptions and constraints. An assumption is a factor treated as true for planning purposes without immediate proof, introducing an operational vulnerability. A constraint is a hard, non-negotiable limitation or boundary, like a fixed budget ceiling or regulatory framework. At Apex Manufacturing, the requirement for bidirectional grid-tied metering was a hard constraint, while the structural integrity of the roof was an unverified assumption. By failing to separate them, the project manager treated a massive vulnerability as a guaranteed fact. Next, a mature log establishes a clear governance framework through its structural architecture, capturing specific data fields including category, type, description, potential impact, and a dedicated owner responsible for a specific validation action. If our project manager had documented the roof loading under a technical category, quantified the impact as a critical path delay, and assigned the lead structural engineer to execute a physical survey as a validation action, the structural deficit would have been exposed on day one, long before thousands of solar panels were purchased. Next, we must also look at lifecycle management and methodology integration, because assumptions shift dynamically based on your project framework. In a structured, predictive environment, the log stabilizes baseline estimates and converts assumptions into verified facts before major work packages are executed. In an adaptive, agile environment, assumptions are fluid hypotheses decomposed into rapid technical spikes during sprint planning. A hybrid environment allows you to combine these, using predictive governance for macro-level constraints while deploying adaptive cycles to test operational uncertainties at the execution level. Finally, the log serves as a primary feeder document for wider project controls through a strict logical progression. An assumption moves from identification to monitoring. If validation actions indicate a high probability that the assumption is incorrect, or if the impact is severe, the item must be formally quantified and escalated to the risk register. The moment an assumption is definitively proven false, it ceases to be a risk and must be escalated to the issue log as a live project issue requiring immediate corrective action. Our project manager skipped this progression entirely, causing a quiet, unverified assumption to explode into a catastrophic live issue that crippled the entire project. Now let's replay the same scenario, but this time, the project manager starts off differently. Before signing vendor contracts or purchasing a single solar panel, the project manager spends the first 2 weeks of initiation building a comprehensive assumption log. He categorizes the regulatory grid connection as a hard constraint and flags the roof loading capacity as a high-impact technical assumption. He officially assigns the lead structural engineer to conduct an immediate on-site loading assessment as a mandatory validation action. Through this early engagement, the structural loading deficit is uncovered on day 3. The project manager instantly works with the vendor to adjust the technical specifications, integrating lightweight mounting frames and initiating the regulatory application paperwork early. 3 months later, when the commercial batteries and solar arrays arrive on site, the installation fits the factory infrastructure perfectly. Testing finishes and regulatory approvals are secured without a single day of delay, saving the company $180,000 in idle fees. Senior executives take notice. The project manager is praised not just as a clerical coordinator who tracks daily tasks, but as a competent strategic leader who secures operational success, aligns the project team, and drives real corporate value. If there is one thing you take away from this video, it is this. An assumption log is never just a piece of administrative paperwork to file away at initiation. It is your ultimate strategic contract that transforms unverified project vulnerabilities into predictable, measurable business value.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel to ensure you never miss our weekly strategies.
Managing assumptions is just the beginning. Click the video on your screen right now to see how a perfectly executed project can still fail to deliver business value, and how a benefits realization plan keeps your strategic goals fully aligned. Thank you for watching.